Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I have hair on my forehead. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? I know that the majority of you are sleeping. It's so crazy because this week I kept waking up in the morning like a normal person, and today is the only day that I didn't wake up in the morning. I woke up past noon. Oh my gosh. But anyway, did you guys see the opening ceremony of the Olympics in Paris? Oh man, I actually don't have the guts to see the entire thing. I watched only the bits and pieces that were available online, and that was enough. And thankfully, though, in Japan, I'm from Japan, I'm in Japan. Um, on our TV, so the opening ceremony took place when we were all sleeping, like in the middle of the night. And when we woke up, we saw the coverage of, how the athletes are coming in, through the ship and so on. And we saw that. And we did see a bit of the opening ceremony, but it was just, the singing parts and just people, having fun or something like that. And it didn't really have the coverage of the ceremony, so it was good. I didn't have to see that, but I did see, the problematic parts of the ceremony online, and I am so disgusted and upset at the same time. And anyway, Yoko, Ohio, Ohio, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, people need God. Yeah, so crazy. Before talking about the ceremony, though, I have to mention about the terrorism, or what it seems to be terrorism. We don't know exactly what happened, though, right? Because no group has published a statement yet. Usually, when terrorism occurs, whether it's ISIS or whatsoever, like some group says like, oh, we did it, right? And we haven't heard from that. But this is from Saturday, 27th, and it says French TGV. Three places were uh, vandalized or destroyed, and it seems to be organized. And there was an arson. It was put on fire, and they have the map here too. Like, you see the map. Yeah, so three places, and the fourth place, so there's Paris, and the railways are going in different directions, and they tried to, destroy all directions, it seems. And the fourth one failed because the people noticed, so that was good. But anyway, so it's on the first front page yesterday. Oh, super chat, thank you so much. You always do that. Please turn down the volume, thank you. Yoko, Ohio, what do you think about Yasuke? I talked about it last week briefly. It's getting even, like, I don't really like talking about it too much, because that's like making the problem bigger by ourselves. So we gotta see the balance. We have to refute in certain by saying, by introducing the Japanese backgrounds and so forth, like, like several points to we should make that, and simultaneously we should just let it go in a way, and our government or our foreign ministry level should probably mention something, or at least give, or like provide information for people that are outside of Japan, to, like, they have no idea about Japanese culture and history. So our country should do something about it, like on a governmental level, I think. Yoko looks elegant as always. Thank you. I try. I'm using a horse oil, by the way. Vegan people will be so mad for me. I mean, at me. Anyway. Oh, thank you for your super chat. Bird up. I didn't watch the Olympics ceremony. I saw the stuff on Twitter, and now I'm not watching the Olympics at all. Me too. I'm not supporting whatever that was. Yeah. The impression that I had though is that, of course, the French people tried to probably. Oh, another super chat. Thank you. The best way to deal with the SK controversy is not to buy the game. Yeah, actually, there is a petition that is going on, and it's collecting lots and lots of signatures. Like, I think a few thousands, or I don't know, over 10,000, maybe. Like so many so far. I haven't seen the actual like a number, but it's a lot of signatures. So that's important, I think. And the fact that the company's value goes down, that's important, right? They have to survive. So anyway, yeah. So French people, their ceremony, I think that I didn't see the entire thing, so I don't know. But I've heard that they went through the French history, right? With especially the Marie Antoinette, the beheaded one was so crazy because she's not the only one that was beheaded, right? And I am actually amazed by how many people are sacrificed in that revolution. Let's see, how many was there? 2 million in the 6 decades of the French Revolution. 6 decades. 2 million. What? 100万が1だから 2 million people were sacrificed. They died. And about 16. What? It's so hard to read the number. 16,000, right? 16,600 people were beheaded. So crazy, man. It is so crazy. And French people, of course, like, peace is something that depends on which side you look at it from, right? But my understanding is that it's like a communist revolution, basically. And the fact that they are praising that together with the sacrifices that happened, it's not something that you should be proud of. I don't know. I'm not French, so I don't know. But it is weird because simultaneously the left side, it's the left side that are praising this sort of what you call, like, staging, and the same leftists, they say that, oh, you should never, kill people, like, oh, human rights, and they're praising the revolution with lots of, like, 2 million sacrifices. And I was shocked too. I come from Asia, right? And I support the independence of Tibet, Uyghurs of Mongolia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and so on. And there's this woman, Agnes Cho from Hong Kong, that is famous, together with Joshua Wong, right? They represent Hong Kong democracy. And I had known that they are leftists, like they have, even though they want democracy in Hong Kong, what they want is not independence. Like those who want independence in Hong Kong, those Joshua Wong and Agnes Cho, those people despise them, saying that they're too radical, too dangerous, too extreme, right wings, and so on. And at the same time, Joshua Wong, when BLM was going on in America, he supported BLM. Like, oh, you support violence, And when the protests against CCP was taking place in Hong Kong, like around 2019, from there to a year or so, I was supporting Hong Konger people, right? And I wrote an article saying that Hong Konger patriots, like they went into their city hall and so on, and they were basically, in a way, they were vandalizing, right? Like writing something and taking down the symbolic things of the authority and so forth. And I wrote that how it is different, right? Because they are fighting for the true. At least who I were supporting were the independence type of people, that wanted to be apart from CCP. Like they had my people in Hong Kong. They had like a Hong Konger mind, Hong Konger identity. So that's why I was supporting them. But Agnes Cho, for example, was not that sort of a group. And you know what she wrote in Japanese on Twitter? I mean X, the other day? She said that it was so like kami in Japanese, right? Basically saying that it is like God, like it was phenomenal, like it's so beyond the expectation and in a good way. The Democrat in Hong Kong was praising the opening ceremony, saying that the expression of freedom, equality, love, and that sort of revolution spirits and Les Miserables choice and Celine Dion's voice and everything was so amazing and so inspiring, and I was moved and blah blah blah. And this is degrading Hong Kong, in my opinion. A lot of the Japanese people, of course, like we've had like bloody time as well in history, but we don't have the same kind of feeling, when it comes to like we don't enjoy beheading others. Like we were doing that here as well, but it's very much respected and it's so divine and it's so different, right? And then so like we have that sort of like I can't explain it well, but we have a unique culture about beheading and so on. And so when we saw the Olympics ceremony, opening ceremony, we were like, what the hell is that? Like it's so bloodied and it's so atrocious and so on. And so like I guess that on the art level, art expressions, like we don't really understand that sort of expression culturally. So the majority were like right. And then so this Hong Konger woman reacted in a total different way. So many are surprised by that. Like many were supporting her because she's a woman and she was called like the goddess of democracy and like by newspapers. And even though she was leftist, like conservative people were supporting her, and they are now like, what is that? And so there's that side kind of a reaction as well. But anyway, me, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Christianity, but the biggest thing for me was the horse that the like blue or white knight, the horse was running. I was like, does that have some kind of meaning? And also when I saw the Last Supper scene, that is such a disgrace. That is something that I'm not even Christian, and I was so offended by that scene. Who does that? Like, do you realize that Japan, for example, we fought against Christian nations, if you look at it that way? Like, if you look at religions in the world, we fought against America. And America, like, today it's changing, right? Lots of immigrants is changing. But back in the day, it was a Christian nation. We were fighting each other and both killed each other, right? And from our perspective, I know that you don't want to hear it, but let me dare to say it. Okay. So from our perspective, right? So American aircrafts were coming to the skies, on a daily basis by B-29, and it was bombing our cities like on a daily basis. And on the top of that, we were nuked twice, right? And it happened. So Japanese people had this mind like, oh, they were supposed to be Christians, but this kind of attack can happen. And so the frustration was there in the Japanese community, right? But did we ever disrespect Christianity in the way that the opening ceremony of the Olympics in Paris did this time? You never see that sort of, I don't know, disgrace and disrespect from people like us. We never do that because it's important for you. And whatever difference that we've had, like we overcame, right? Like each other, we overcame, like each of us overcame whatever struggles that we had, and then we are now becoming together to fight the real threat and the real enemy. We are now together. We can now see what's really going on in the world. So now we are cooperating, right? That's what's happening. We've never treated Christianity in the way like the French people did. So it's just crazy that they can be like that. Like, what did Christian people do to you to be mocked that way? Like, why are you hijacking Christianity? Like, it's okay that if you have different, values and so on, go for it, right? And fight for it, yes. But to disrespect Christianity like that, it is just so disgusting. I'm not even Christian, but like somebody treating another religion like that is offensive enough for me as somebody in Japan. And I know that I'm not different from other Japanese people here. I know that the rest of us felt somewhat the same, unless they are extreme left. So it's just disturbing, and I don't know why it's like it's our newspaper here today says it's a celebration of peace. Olympics. See, Paris Olympics opened. In the river, they had a parade, and there's a picture. Oh, it's a Japanese version too. It's a Japan thing, but see, celebration or festival of peace, and it's supposed to bring people together. Let's put aside our weapons and just enjoy sports together and see what happens, right? That's the concept of the Olympics. And French people just disturb the emotions globally. It might be good and encouraging for those who are completely on the same side as them, LGBT and like anti-Christianity and blah blah blah. But the rest of us are so upset, and now we have this skepticism. Like we have some kind of suspicion or like, and some kind of disgust towards French people and French as France as a country. Like what are they thinking? Like we can't get them, I don't know what they're trying to do. And I feel really, really bad for the athletes. Like it's like once in 4 years. And it's the year that they can finally, show the potential to the world. It's an amazing time. And that is the opening ceremony, like lots of hatred and resentment towards a certain group. And somebody, I reposted this, I think, on X. But there was this, is it a father or some Christian person says something about it. Oh, this guy. Would they ever have dared to mock Islam in a similar way? And you see this? Yeah, I saw this on X. But exactly, this was an attack against Christianity, and why Christianity? Like there are lots of lots of Christians in the world, and they're upsetting them. And those who feel like close to Christianity, like Japanese people, we have a different cultural values, a different religious values. However, like we understand like what kind of people Christian people are, and we actually have a good chemistry with Christian people. So like we feel attacked together, and they know that Christian people don't get radicalized. But at the same time, the leftist ideology probably believe with the leftist ideology, probably they believe that, oh, it's okay to, attack Christian people. It is so wrong. And I think that it's important, even though this is a time to, celebrate together the fact that we can all enjoy sport together, except for Russia. So like we can enjoy together, and it's such a peaceful time, and it's such a good time. And now we have to discuss this, I think. Yeah, it's what a crazy time. I just don't get it. And LGBT people too. I've been actually watching one specific Japanese channel, and that actually consists of 3 gay men in Japan. 3 Japanese gay guys, but they're like sisters, like they have that sort of culture. And I'm a female, but in our religion, gays are okay, like we don't allow same-sex marriages, but other than that, we are very tolerant towards LGBT type of people, like traditionally too. And I've been watching their videos, for fun, and also like it's eye-opening, like seeing their views. I think that it's important to learn about that. So I do that because I'm Japanese and I'm different from like Christian-based values, right? And there was one time, it was from last year, when our government was trying, like they passed the LGBT law, to promote the understanding in the society here. So when there was a controversy, that was going on, conservative people, because we are concerned about that sort of laws, even though it's about promoting understandings and so on, problems can occur afterwards, right? So we were trying to stop that from happening, but it eventually did. But the video of the 3 gay men that I watched, one person actually said like, oh, I don't want like he basically said, leave me alone type of thing. Like I know that there's lots of controversy going on, but it's like I feel like, just let me, like, just leave me alone, I feel like that. And they were talking about stuff like that. So it's all about like the push by the left. When I see them, it's just that they are speaking from this imaginary position. They are actually not saying things on behalf of all the gays or lesbian or whatsoever. They're speaking from what they think is justice or something like that. And it is just so wrong in many ways. And they're actually weaponizing, LGBT type of people for their, like, they have a political agenda and they're using those LGBT people. And that's the worst part of that, I think, because that's a true discrimination and racism. But anyway, I'm rambling a lot. Any question? Super chats will be prioritized. Okay. Yasuke is a horrible game anyway. I really hope that it gets to a level of like a stronger cancellation. Somebody said though, in an ironic way, like it was a satire, I guess. saying that the right side is bashing the cancel culture, right? Like the left side can push the cancel and the right side is upset, and the vice versa is happening, or something like that. Yeah, but anyway, the whole show was vulgar. Yeah, I know. It's not art or anything. It's just vulgar. I'm glad that many Japanese are pissed off at Ubisoft. Yeah, because it's just wrong. Yeah. And I guess that one of the parts that we are upset about Ubisoft esque game is that the company, when they released some kind of statement, like trying to make an excuse, what they said to the Japanese people and what they said to the world in English are different. They're trying to calm us down, like Japanese people. And so they were like, you don't have to worry about it. But they're like double tongue. So anyway, what they did on the Olympics display, they wouldn't do that to any other religion. It's trendy to bash and mock Christianity. Yeah, I guess that in their mind, it's that Christian people, white people, rich people is all like, because they think like communists, they are the rich people, rich, powerful people are, controlling the world, and therefore they have to get beheaded or something like that. And bring the prosperity to all people equally and treat them equally, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, nobody is stopping you from making prosperity. Oh, it's a bitch again. Thank you. I wouldn't call the Yasuke thing a cancel culture. It's a boycott. Oh yeah, simply boycott. Yes, that's true. That's true. Right, because it's not culture. Right. Yeah, it's a boycott. Yes, because it's wrong. It's just wrong. Inappropriate. Hi, Yoko. Hello. Lots happening right now. The Olympics show, Kamala's campaign. Yes, Kamala Harris, man. Did you guys see the how should I say very awkward, it was weird, like it was so staged. Like I saw one of their promotion, like Barack Obama and his wife calling Kamala Harris. Did you see that campaign video? It was so staged, and I'm like, how did they record that? And at the same time, Kamala Harris is like, oh hello, but at the same time, like I'm like the whole entire time I'm like, is she like, are they on speaker or like talking naturally like this? Like I didn't know what was going on, so that distracted me so much, because if it's catching from the microphone, then you are supposed to speak like this, it's supposed to be a speaker, you talk like this, right, usually. And she's like, but it's a little bit apart. So I'm like, what is she doing? It was weird. But anyway, yes, Kamala Harris, I want them to decide where she stands. Is she supposed to be an Indian or black person? Now she's a black person, apparently. But I saw some random article from years ago calling her Indian blooded in the title. But years later, today, like she's a black person now. Yeah. I guess it's okay, but I can't read Kamala Harris actually. I hear stories that how she went up by sleeping with guys, but I have no idea about what's behind the scenes. But I don't think that's it though. Can somebody go up the ladder just by sleeping with somebody? I don't know. And that's what scares me, because like, even though she has this awkward, weird laughter, maybe that's a disguise. Who knows? But I'm not a native speaker, so I don't know. But the way that she makes a speech is is unnatural, or like it's hard to grasp. Hmm? Like I'm trying, when I try to listen to her, it's hard to tell what she's trying to convey. Sometimes there are politicians like that. We have that sort of politician here as well. Like what is he or she saying? What's the message? Sometimes it's hard to tell. And like she's one of those people to my eyes. However, like she's such a walking political correctness that I can never look down on. I can't look down on her or undermine her. Yeah. Oh, Super Chat, thank you. The Pike County Democrat Party had a hilarious screw up where they accidentally put up a picture of a random judge and identified her as Kamala. Oh no. That is such an accident. That's awesome. But that's a Democratic Party, right? And they don't even recognize her face. Is that the problem? You would never, like, for example, like if you're talking about Trump, you would never mix up pictures, right? That's funny. Wow. Yoko, did you see the video Elon pinned at the top of his page? No video? Oh, like it. I think I briefly saw that, but I guess I didn't get it. Oh, he changed it. I remember being confused. Like at first, I thought that it was a real video. Was it some kind of AI produced video? I remember being confused. Probably you're talking about that video. Grasp. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Let's see. Even as an atheist, I am sick of seeing drug shows running the atmosphere wherever they go. It's unappealing and inappropriate. The problem is Christians tolerate it too much, and it makes them weak. Yeah, I completely agree. They have to stand strong. Like they have to send a strong message. Like they should. I bet that they have they have churches, and they should have some kind of, it's not union, but like they like a group, right? They should have a statement at least and collect them together. And yeah, that would be cool if like I'm such an activist, so like they should, like all churches, like they should have a statement, put them together and give it to Trump, and Trump mentions it. Oh, I received all these statements from from all states or something like that, and he should say all the things that have the Christians are feeling. That's so true. I was gonna say something, I forgot. A drag shows. The problem I have, I'm Japanese, and I'm usually like tolerant towards LGBT type of people, like, and I for one, and like I'm a female, but I'm very like alpha, like what people say, right? Like I'm very much I don't fit in the category of females, especially in Japan. Like I'm weird, as a female. I don't get along with other females here. So I have a problem. And then when it comes to gender, I struggle too. But and I'm usually tolerant towards LGBT type of people. Like I like each. Like it's not about LGBT or male or female. It's about each individual. And sometimes, even LGBT people, they have a interesting point of view in life, or the struggles that they have are very artistic, and it can be beautiful and so on. But so when I look at our LGBT type of people here, they usually look good. you know Even the straight people, they at least have common sense. And so, like, for example, a lot of gay people here are very well taken care of, and um especially when they try to dress like a queen, for example, they become completely beautiful. I bet the same things are happening, I think, in Thailand and other Asian countries. When they put on a makeup and so on, they completely turn into female or something beautiful, right? By like common sense standards. But when it comes to Western LGBT type of people, like drag queens and so on, why do they have beards? That's the question. I like eyebrows. I guess I can tolerate, but beard and makeup, like too much information here. You know, like not hygienic. It's not about like LGBT or whatever. It's about like hygiene and just clean look and just art in general. And I don't know why they have to make something different from what's already here. I bet that they want to be something special. Yes, they are special, like special. Right. And that's if you do that, of course, people are going to look at you weird because you are weird, right? We have all human instincts, and what is extremely different from us are gonna get seen with a cautious eyes. Tomboy Yoko, yeah, exactly. I'm so competitive and I'm so vocal. I really think that it's a curse for me. It's hard being me because when I think of something, I have to say it out loud. And but I'm in the political field, so sometimes I have to like I'm I want to say it, but I'm not supposed to. It's not supposed to be released. It's a secret, and I have to sometimes stop myself from saying things, and I'm like, and then I get inflammation in the stomach. I get inflammation because of that, like so much stress. Yeah, so I'm very vocal. Yeah. I don't think you can understand what's going on with LGBT stuff in the West. 110 political. I think that what's happening is that they like I bet that, like, for example, there are some big accounts on TikTok and so on, right? They could be political, but other people are just you know very like my version, vocal type of LGBT people. And there are people like real political minded people, like extreme leftists, radical leftists, that are taking advantage of those people. So they are useful idiots to them. You know what I mean? So I don't think that they are smart enough to calculate everything and do political things. They're just being used because they're there, you know and all these political minds are creating these pathways, for them to walk on, and they're happily walking. Mm. And just so you know, I do understand like leftist ideology and the methods and tactics that they use. Hmm. The important thing about when fighting communism, what's important is to understand like who are the puppet master and who are the useful idiots. There are lots of useful idiots, and sometimes people look at those useful idiots and think that they are some kind of masterminds, but no, they are just used. Let's see. It's okay if you still call it Twitter. I can't get used to X. Yeah, I think that many people in Japan still call it Twitter, because when you say X, it doesn't. You can't hear it well. Like Twitter, it's a short word, but it has lots of words, like sounds, and so you can see you can see that somebody said that name, right? X is too short, and like we're like, what did you say? They are code words. If they wanted to be bold, then go after Muslim or Jewish faith, not just Christianity. Yeah, I guess that fundamentally, like what's been happening over the years is that they are just simply attacking white people with white guilt, and rich people, and then Christians, because again, like rich white Christians are, in their minds, they are controlling the world. So that's why they have the right to attack them, to defeat them, so that they can bring peace to the world. It's their imagination. That's the fundamental way of thinking, I think, that is common. And that's why when I do political activities against China, for example, my overseas friends they tend to be, or the majority of them actually are on the left side. There are liberals, that respect human rights and so on. And so CCP is an empire that is colonizing, right? So they're the top, like, elites, that are torturing the citizens. So that's why leftists in the world help them. And when we talk about independence, like, I'm a conservative and I'm on the right side, right? Together with my husband. We are such a conservative, or some people think of us as right wing. So we talk about independence, but not everybody in the world wants to support independence. They only care about human rights and democracy. 最後のsuper chat. Sorry, I missed that. My husband screamed from the next room. There's a video that's been trending on Twitter of a mix of Kamala's statements about equity, in which she sounds extremely communist. It's creepy. Really? I gotta see that. What? How do you think I can find it? I'll watch it later, hopefully. Oh, you actually tagged me. Thank you. This one, right? This one, right? Yeah. Cool. Equity is just a rebranding of the failed idea of socialism. Well, is this short? But it's over one. Okay, I'll watch that later. Thank you so much. Yeah. Kamala Harris, by the way, is not popular among the right side of Japanese people, just so you know, of course. Like the majority of, like, people on the right side generally, like the majority of them support Trump. And Kamala Harris, we have the impression of as that she's a political correctness person. So we don't have the impression of her, And Trump called her a socialist, and that is very easy to understand. Yeah. I have no idea what's going to happen, though. Right now, I have the impression that the left media is trying to create the picture that Kamala Harris is supported so much, and that she could like win Trump. They're creating the atmosphere, but at the same time, our expert here on American politics said on the news yesterday that it's gonna last for a month or so. Like this celebration of the new pick of their presidential candidate, right? But it's a new thing, new move. So on this process, she's popular now, but it's gonna last only for a month or so, and then after that, it will gradually fail. So that's the analysis that I heard, and I think I'm on the same page as the person that analyzed like that. What's your opinion about the Pope in the sense about why he seems so different with Christians or so indifferent when Christians are attacked, and at the same time he seems to be agreed with the woke agenda? Oh yeah. My impression is that he is trying to adjust to this modern era, but it is weird, to be honest. Yeah, there are times that I wanted to criticize him in the past, a few times, at least. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on in his mind, but I was actually told though by a conservative here, like my mentor-ish person told me one day that like when I was criticizing him on Facebook when Trump was running for the first time in 2016, I was criticizing the Pope, and then somebody told me not to do that because that's basically like criticizing Tenno, our emperor, to Christian people. Like he told me that I don't understand like how big of a symbol he is and so on. So I try not to mention too much, because I actually don't know what it means to Christians. Let's ask my husband. ローマ法王についてどう思いますか？なんか結構その左のアジェンダに乗っかってるみたいな風に見られたりすることがある。Oh, my husband doesn't know what kind of person the Pope is. Like the current one. He doesn't know.
まあでもそうだ。まあそう。まあ知らん。でもローマ法そうそれは
なんかトランプ嫌いだったりとか。If they think Christianity is always oppressive, they don't understand what Christ's teachings are about at all. Yeah. At this moment, the Pope hasn't said anything yet about the opening ceremony, even when he had been talking about the Olympics. I guess that this is totally my imagination, I don't have any information regarding him, but I guess that he knows the atmosphere in the world, like how the left is attacking Christianity. He knows it. So like maybe he thinks that if he say that, like say something as Christian, if he says something like that, something, then it can backfire and creates a big problem. Maybe sometimes you have to just stay quiet. It sucks, but yeah. But I don't know if he is doing that intentionally or unintentionally. So but I guess that I don't know, he should be there for other Christians though. Like it's difficult when you have like organizations and so on, like some kind of structure, you have to think about the people, but at the same time you have to think about the survival of the organization or whatever structure that it has. And sometimes it doesn't equal, what to protect and so on. Any English jobs in Japan, you can always teach English here. I don't think that you have too much criteria. All Kamala can do is crackle like a bird. That's what she's known for. I know. I see a lot of Christian people criticizing the Pope. So I don't know. Maybe that person was just sensitive. Hey Yoko, hello. Isn't the current Pope kind of a communist? I don't know. The Pope is not above criticism. In fact, there are many Christians that don't recognize his authority other than just being head of the Catholic Church. Yeah. Oh, 15 minutes. 10 minutes to go. Any question? Or any super chat? I love receiving super chat. Oh, by the way, if you want to see the newspaper, let's see what happened this week. Oh, did I? Let's see. Monday, false advertisement. 99% directed to Line, our messenger app. Oh, trying to be like disguising as a famous person. So there are like false, like really bad advertisement now to steal money, in Japan. So that's a problem. Biden withdrawing, Harris coming in next. Biden, that's a big title on the front page of our newspaper. It's on Tuesday. Let's see, and bam, this is Wednesday. Produced AI wrongfully used, stealing individual information, like private information, and middle-aged or upper ages people are targeted. Oh, the minimum wage is 1,050 yen. That's actually good, compared to before, but not good enough though. Oh, super chat. Wait for me. Harris versus Trump. Harris. Okay. Super chat. Thank you. I heard that if someone sends a super chat near the end, your stream extends by an hour. Testing this theory. An hour? That's very long. Maybe 10 minutes. I don't know. Thank you, though. I really appreciate it so much. Guys, Bird is helping my channel, seriously. How many times did you send me today? You're such a supporter. Thank you. Seriously. Wow. That's a lot of money. Let's see. And Wednesday? Oh, same. Minimum wage. 50 yen up. It's not even $1 though. And again, some kind of fraud advertisement. And Friday, Pack 3 exporting to the US. That's good. You're gonna get that from us. And soccer. Again about fraud advertisement. Every day about advertisement. It's a series. And then I showed you already this. The terrorism. Oh, super chat. Thank you so much. Yoko tax. I love the sound of that. It's important. You guys have to pay for that. Because this is like everything is for free, all this information or perspective, and or maybe it's entertaining for you too. And then today's newspaper about celebration of peace. Oh, by the way, our mountain is now registered as a World Heritage UNESCO. And somehow Korean people were complaining that Korean people were forced to labor and blah blah blah. But this is from like 1600, and that means is that our country was going through sakoku, like our borders were closed for except for certain countries, so there were no Koreans. But they were like, oh, our people had to work, blah blah blah. It's so good. The current Yoon administration, is actually very good for Japan. He's a conservative, and even though he's struggling among the conservatives in South Korea, still like when on a diplomatic level, he's very good towards Japan, very cooperative, and he knows, or his administration knows how important it is now for us to cooperate, with the US too. And against China and Russia. So that's great. Oh, another super chat. Thank you. When there's a tax. Yes. It's a recent thing, Yeah, our rules changed a little bit, Yes, thank you. Because this becomes my motivation. You're now motivating me. So I can go on and on. I've been doing this weekly live streams for the past few years. For how long have I been doing this? Have I been doing this from my old house too? Like our little apartment before? I don't know. So many years now. And it's not easy, going live every week. Even though I love talking to you, it's a little bit like what to talk about and everything I have to prepare. And so, yeah, but like your support really helps me. So thank you. Like you are helping me help you. So, okay. Anything more to talk about? Let's see. It's so hard for Christians now to live. I feel it's 6 to 10 years. Yeah, you've been here all along. Thank you. Yeah, but it's I posted on X talking about diversity. How the left is now bashing like white people, Christian people, and so on, but it's far from diversity. The diversity means that you even welcome white people and Christians and rich people and everyone together. I really hope that liberals in the US, when they like, I know that like there are like masterminds, on of the left side that they just want to confuse the nation, and they want to brainwash the people, for equality and so on, so that they can bring communist revolution easier, right? So I understand that, but the ordinary leftists, what like those like good-hearted people, that are just deceived, I want them to look at my country, Japan. I'm not saying this because I'm Japanese, but I think that Japan as a country has a good, like, we are doing a good job to be tolerant towards other cultural values and other races and so on. Even though we don't like foreigners, it doesn't mean that we don't like foreigners. It means that we don't like those who don't obey our rules or obey like or speak our language and so on. It's not about foreigners, it's about having the common sense and common language and common attitude and so on, that because if in order to live in the same society, you have to follow the rules, and only with rules you can have order. So yeah, I think that some leftists, misunderstand freedom with chaos or just no rules. It's a, I guess it becomes on a philosophical level, but it's really important to follow rules, like at least my country or America or European countries, like all we all are supposed to be following the rule of law. And it's something that is taken for granted, but it's really dangerous now that it's not common sense anymore. So we gotta, spread this way of thinking so that we can coexist. But as for Japanese people, though, we are really, like, we enjoy like different culture, and even inside Japan, for example, the east and the west have different cultural things too. So like sometimes our TV programs take that up and make it entertainment, in the east side of Japan does this, but meanwhile west side does this, and so on. Our foods are different, uh, our like what we do are different. So like, and we enjoy that, that's the attitude that we have as Japanese. And I think that leftists can learn a lot from how we think. Maybe I should start a series like that. Think like Japanese and brainwash the leftists. Anyway, you are not OG. Yeah, yes, I remember you. In the US, the culture change is almost by state to state. Yeah. And it's a good thing, right? Oh, recently I heard about parallel economy in America. I think I have a screenshot of this. Yeah. I'm so smart. I did screenshot everything. Public Square. Michael Seyfarth. Let's see. This guy. Have you seen this guy ever? Public Square. It was on NHK, and it was the show was titled, the program was titled Parallel America. It's so hard to say. Parallel. Parallel. It kills Japanese people, man. The pronunciation. Parallel. So basically, this guy created this service to collect like conservative services, so that conservative customers can purchase, their services or products. So I don't know if you can see, but there's meat and some shampoo or whatever, and they can decide. Oh, and they have a core values as well. Can you see? We believe the United States of America is a free country, and blah, 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 and so on. We believe in a limited government system that blah, blah, blah. So it's a very interesting thing, because like if you look at, like when you look up the American map, America map, of course each state is different, culturally and so on. And on the top of that, now on the economy level too, like it's the same for each other, right? Like you don't want to help leftist services, right? And you want to rather contribute to the conservative side. And now on the economic level too, it's great though that American people have this level of consciousness, because Japanese people don't care about anything because we are somewhat peaceful, as a country. And when we buy things, for example, that's a bad part of Japanese people, though, because our clothes, for example, because the economy is bad, when we purchase something, it's actually made in China, even though we want to, stop the ties with China. We are actually, because we are broke and everything, we are actually helping China grow their business. And that's bad. But ordinary Japanese people don't think about that, because we are not very political minded. Yeah. So parallel economy. Oh, and we saw the Moms for Liberty too. See? Can you see? Yeah. Freedom means to do something that's right, This is a interesting. This is Charlie. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was on it too. See, can you see the faces? Yeah, Japanese people learn about your country like this. Americans, you should be proud that you were analyzed by your friendly country. And then how National Education Association is reacting and so on. But this guy, I forgot the name though. This guy was saying though that those who on the right side, people on the right side, they are caring about illegal immigrants, and the border issues and so on. And this guy, I think, is a scholar, called those American people radical, or it could be extreme. I don't know which word he used because it was translated, but it's not radical to protect your border. Without borders, your country doesn't exist. He is against the concept of a country. So that was crazy. But anyway. Okay. Oh, it's over an hour now. Should I go? He looks slightly familiar. Maybe he just has that sort of face. Typical face. I don't know this guy, but public square has been a thing for a few years now. Maybe it could grow. When I saw that, I felt like, oh, I should make that in Japan. Maybe I should do that. And then, unite with that public square in America. Oh, I could be a millionaire. I bet that somebody will do that, I have that idea, but I never take actions. So, he's been on Tim Pool's show before. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think it's important. As long as there's the demand, it's important to give the supplies. So, yeah, very such a good thing that he caught, in the society, that it's people want something and he created it. What a smart guy. It's been promoted by Temple, Michael Mallis, etc. I've heard of parallel economy before, but mostly as it relates to the two independent creators in entertainment. Particularly comic book writers who go independent because mainstream comics are fully woke. That is a little similar to Patreon, I guess. In a way, the concept, helping the individuals. But it's actually the economy that now, I guess, is more about the economy. Oh, Yoko, what's Japan's opinion on abortion? Is it even a topic? Not anymore. It used to be decades ago, and conservative people were fighting against it. But now, I guess, I don't even know the rules, but Japanese people usually want to raise our children, and we, of course, we don't like we don't want to kill babies, right? But some people though have like a unique situation, and so for that there are some, like in some areas I hear that there is a post, like baby post, the undesirable babies can be born at times, and if the parents can't raise them, then they bring the kid to a certain place, and then they will deal with that, so I guess so the Japanese people grow their babies. I don't know, like abortion, but what I fear more is the pills, pills. It was not something that we had before, but now the birth control pills, and what else, it's the day after thing. The after that thing, you take some pill and then it releases, right? And I think there was some change about that, so that sort of things might become more common. I don't know, I'm not looking into that sort of information much at all, but rather than the ethical parts, I'm worried about the female body, like if you do that, then I have an impression that it's easier to have miscarriages later. Maybe I'm just biased or not. No, maybe I just don't know much, but just my instinct tells me that you shouldn't do stuff like that. So I'm a little worried about stuff like that. But yeah, we don't talk about abortion anymore at all. No. And it's very interesting, growing up, I vividly remember in high school, my Japanese English teacher, she was Japanese, but she was an English teacher, and she told us in class that when you speak English with foreigners, never talk about politics and religions. That's what I do now. she's like, never do that. Because it can bring you problem, like it can cause problems. So but I get her now, yeah. And yeah, and also like when I was studying English in university, I went to a language studying university, and I my major was actually English, but my English classes were only available for 2 years, the first 2 years. But yeah, when I was learning in class in English, I was taught by American professors, and also next year I was taught by an Australian guy too. Yeah, so American and Australian, no British. Yeah, but I learned all the debate topics, which native speakers do in America, for example, about gun control, birth control, and whatever control, and how divided the U.S. is, and that's something that I briefly learned in university, even though I didn't know much about politics back then. Like our class was divided into teams, and some people had to talk about gun control and so on. And yeah, interesting class. Yeah, but we don't have that sort of things here. What the kind of discussions that we have is about our emperor, Tenno, which by as emperor, about the survival of Tenno in the future. How we should deal, or what's the word, like how what we should do about that, or even taxation. Even about tax, it's becoming a little bit more common now to talk about tax, but it's only a recent thing. It's actually thanks to Trump. Trump became very like such a public figure here as well. So, and he talks about tax often, and now we are learning a lot about tax, what, like how to think about it, like Americans love, like you guys like a smaller government, while the left side wants big government. And that sort of concept is something that we didn't really think about before. So it's because our generation is more globalized, and we have the internet, so we can look at other countries way better than before. So we are learning a lot about that. So we have a little bit of debate about that. But when it comes to debates, like in Japan, it's not really about sides anymore. The sides, like the right or left and so on. When Abe was still here with us, Shinzo Abe, because he was such a conservative figure, the media bashed him constantly. So the fight that we had here politically was about right versus left. But after he is gone, we are just talking about different things. And even among the conservatives, we are divided. The left side as well, they are divided. Even when we look at Ukraine, for example, do we want to support the country? And right side is divided, and the left side is divided also. So like we are like small powers all together. And it's not like, but meanwhile in America it's like bam, right and left basically. So that's interesting, right? But I guess it has a lot to do with the political side too, though. Even though it's a reflection of the people, in America there's Republican Party and the Democratic Party, and it's a huge difference, right? But over here in Japan, we have LDP. LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, has been in power for a long time now. But we have other parties. It's not in the half like in America. We have lots of different parties, just like other Asian countries. So, yep. Yoko didn't listen to her English teacher. I actually didn't. I studied by myself. So I guess that I learned what to do by myself. Americans learn about Japan through anime. Yeah, I know. And sometimes it become a problem because I remember when I was younger, especially, there were more people that were watching. Bless you. More people watching anime, like if you're younger, right? And my American friends will use the expressions that anime people are using, but it only works in anime. And if you do that in real life, it can be rude, or like it would be weird, but people do that. So yeah. Morning after pill, yes, there's that. The same as abortion surgery, yeah, right? So that's something that I'm a little concerned about. Unplanned. Oh yeah, Unplanned. I remember that. It's a good movie. I should watch that one day. Like as a female, I should probably be familiar. I should be familiar, right? Like I remember posting stuff about Unplanned online. People are arrested and thrown in prison here for protesting outside abortion clinics. Oh no. It's so weird because it's a free speech, right? But I guess that it can be obstacles against the business of the clinics. It's hard. How to maintain your imperial royal family in the future? Yeah. Stuff like that. Because the left side wants to change the bloodline in order to destroy the family line. But what's important is that it's the it's the same bloodline, you know, since the beginning, over to 2,600 years ago. And it's a crazy story, right? So it's before Jesus Christ. Yeah. And so it's the same bloodline. It's a male line too. And that's something that we are protecting, but the left side says like, oh, female, right? So they want to have a female emperor, and we we conservatives are like, what are you talking about? And there have been the female emperor as well, but it's because they were in the bloodline, so that can happen. But they just want to twist and change things around so that they can eventually get rid of what we have carried on for centuries. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. I should go, guys. Oh, I see judo. Oh, Japan had the first gold medal in judo in 48 kilo female. Oh, she was so good. 31 years old or something. Like she abruptly showed up in the judo field to us. I was surprised. She was really strong. But anyway, I should go, guys. Japan should be allowed to develop weapons to deter Chinese invasion. Yeah. I mean, we are doing the best we can now and we rather than developing new things, I think that we are deploying the missiles and so on to the islands near Taiwan, for example. Yeah, in the south, because it was a vacant place. You know, Abe administration did a good job because he noticed that, oh, if we deploy like a missile launching system there, then it can actually cover China. So that's what we are doing now. So oh yeah, Empress. One more super chat for the road. Thank you. Thank you. My eyes become totally Asian when I'm happy. Thank you so much for your super chat. Guys, you should thank Bird Up because this extension happened because of Bird Up. Bird Up. Is it the same bird? My bird is here. 谢谢你. Hi. Shoebill Stork. I remember the name now. Shoebill Stork. Yes. I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed this. Yep. Democrats and Republicans would never allow a third party to gain power. I bet. Like, it's weird that, like, I understand if the Republican Party says stuff like that, but, you know, come to think of it, like, the liberal people want diversity, right? But they are only worshiping the Democratic Party. Isn't that weird? Because the Democratic Party is rather elites, the party for elites now. Like, why Biden was there, right? And Kamala Harris, like, same kind of people, and they're elites, you know? But they're talking about, like, ordinary citizens and so on, and they're not really reflected. It's rather Trump is calling for the middle class, right? And that's something that the Democratic Party is supposed to do. So it's like somebody was analyzing us that it's reversed, you know. Trump is with the people. He's a Republican though now, right? And Kamala Harris and Democratic Party people, they are with the elites. They're trying to change they're trying to shift though. But it depends on the VP pick, I think. Who Kamala Harris will pick as VP. I heard the choices, like whether it's gonna be like Buttigieg and like that sort of minority people or Rust Belt type of people, and it really sends a different message. But yeah, they should make a third party for them, like. But they never become like that, so that's interesting. That is a good point. That's a good point. Daiso stores are opening in the US? Cool. When I watch Shohei Otani's matches, sometimes I see Daiso's advertisement behind them. And I'm like, is that supposed to be for us? Because Japanese people are watching? Yeah, Daiso creates good products. I really love them. But anyway, thank you. Okay, I gotta go. How much do I have to super chat to get Yoko and Hide watch pot labor 2 and give their thoughts on it? What is that? Pot labor. What is that? Kido Keisatsu Pot labor 2. Oh, it's a movie or oh, it's not new. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. As much as my husband gets interest in it. But anyway, thank you guys. Okay, and thank you so much, Bird Up, especially for your super chat. And Mesa Sone too. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yay. Okay. 終わりますかね? Okay. More moderate person tried to appeal to swing states. Yeah, that's what I think too. Just whatever she has to gain power. Exactly. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me, even though it's late for you, for majority of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, every single one of you. Let's get together next week too. Okay. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Okay. Have a good night or sweet dreams or have a good day. Okay. Bye.